everyone, I'm Alexis Orr.
And I'm Danielle Smith, and we are here at the 2019 Oxford Wildcat Marching Band Camp up here in Otisville, Michigan. Now, the students have been out here since Sunday, and this is their last day. This is the day they perform for their parents before they go home. And these guys are out here morning to night, dusk to dawn, rain or shine, performing and marching and perfecting the music and the routine. So we're really hoping to talk to some of these students, especially seniors that have done this 4 years now, and to see how they can commemorate this last show, which is Matador, which has more of a Latin vibe to it. And it sounds really great. I've been able to hear them practice a little bit before they come out on the field. So we're hoping to talk to them, maybe talk to Mr. Gibbons, and see what else we can find and what other opinions we can get here with these students out here on this very hot day up here in Otisville, Michigan. Let's go ahead and check it out.
I'm here with Jim Gibbons. Jim, can you tell us what this year's 2019 band camp is all about?
So we are preparing our halftime show, the show that will march at the football games. We'll also march it at competitions that we do throughout the course of the season. Our show this year is Latin music. It's a Latin theme. We're opening with a piece called Malagueña, and then we're doing a piece called Diego's Goodbye, and closing with a piece called Granada, featuring several soloists throughout the course of the show. And it's a very exciting. The show, really, we're calling it El Corazon del Matador, the heart of the Matador. So we're kind of trying to play off of that whole Matador theme and all that. So
this is a really cool theme. Is it any way that you go about specifically picking the themes?
Well, actually, I got some parents were asking me that question this week. So it's funny that you ask. We kind of, like, I look at music that has been released in the past year and what sounds good and what would fit. And I look this is all music that's older. Actually, the band we did Malagueña, I think in 2000 or 99, 2000. We did that piece, and we did Diego's Goodbye probably in 2007 or 2008. So we've done it. We've never done this order, this combination. Granada is a new piece for the band. But I look at what fits the band, what I think the football crowd will like, what the judges that judge us, and the competition crowds that we go to, while having variety from season to season, so that the kids who are in the band all 4 years, which is most of the kids, they kind of get a little different style each year.
Mr. Hill, can you tell me what your main job here today is?
I am mainly the percussion teacher for the high school marching band, although I am a full-time music teacher, so I can run other things, but primarily I'm teaching the percussionists, and I oversee a percussion staff. We've had 3 different percussion teachers throughout the week other than me helping the students, so I kind of oversee the percussion staff and then coach the percussion.
And now this is a week camp, so how much effort and repetition goes into making sure that the students really know what they're doing out there? That's the key to success. It's just to keep repeating. We start early in the morning with some basic skills, some basic drumming skills and that sort of thing. We do that for like 45 minutes, and then we get into the show music, and we have a new cadence this year, which we're really excited about. We tied the old cadence stuff in with some new material, and so we have this whole long percussion sequence. I don't think we're going to perform it today, unfortunately. We're still kind of polishing up, but you'll hear it at the games.
While being out here in the craziness that is band camp, I was able to find the color guard coaches, and we're here with Coach Christina and Coach Marielle. And so go ahead and tell us what this past week has brought for you guys and your team.
A lot of sweat, blood, and tears. The band camp way.
We've had literally all 3. The blood just this morning, sweat and tears, but a lot of really good memories and really good progress as well.
So what a lot of people don't know is that band camp isn't the first time these girls pick up the flag. When do practices start over the summer?
They actually start like late May to early June. We start with like basics, and then we actually start teaching the routine so that they have a head start when they come out to band camp, because there's not a lot of time once they do come to band camp, so we have to give them that little head start.
And now both of you guys are experienced when it comes to band camp, not only with coaching, but as students out there yourselves. Both of you guys are actually graduates of the Wildcat Marching Band.
Yes, I graduated in 2016, and I've been coaching since I graduated. The past 3 years I was the head coach, and this year I'm the assistant. So.
And what about you, Christina?
I graduated in 2010. I coached elsewhere for a little while, but it was always my dream to come back here, and so this is my first year coaching at Oxford.
Now, how does it feel being back here from a staff perspective, being in charge of the ones writing, or being in charge of writing the routine, making sure the girls are getting to their spots on time? How is that all different from those 4 years you guys spent on the field as students yourselves?
It's definitely different, but it's different in a good way. I had my experience being out on the field and performing, but this time I get to kind of set back and see everything come together myself, which is a really rewarding and cool thing to see.
Now, what were your expectations, Marielle, coming into band camp with the kids?
My expectations were a lot of hard work and a lot of dedication and a lot of love.
And how did they do on that?
They did fantastic.
So now that we're just getting ready to see the students perform, how do you feel like they've done this past year, or this past week, I should say?
Very well. They work very, very hard. They want to make us proud for sure.
They had their moments where they got a little bit frustrated, but it was nothing like I experienced where they were, all out, just sobbing. It was really a good experience, and they really have come a long way. So I'm really excited to see how they do.
And I had a chance to chat with some of the Guard members, and they all seem very energetic and positive and just feeling like a big family. And it's hard to do that, especially when you're outside for the past 5 days in the heat with no shade. So I'm very impressed by the students, and I'm sure Mr. Gibbons and you guys are as well, and they look fantastic. And I'm looking forward to seeing them perform soon.
Thank you so much.
Can you tell us what you do in the band?
Well, currently I'm a clarinet player. But next year I'm going to become the next feature twirler for the marching band, seeing as this year's feature twirler, Libby, she's graduating this year. She's been doing this since she was like 5. I, however, just recently picked it up around 2 years ago. But yeah, that's...
Now, how much effort, dedication, practice does it take to be in that position?
For clarinet, it's a lot more. You have to focus on a lot of key elements. You have to focus on your marching. You have to focus on your step size, how to place your foot. You have to focus on the music. You have to focus on who's next to you, and all during the competitions. You can't have your music. You have to have it memorized. Twirling for me, I think, is a little easier because you have a routine that you create and you have dots. You obviously have to listen to the music to know when you're doing certain things, but it's a lot more different than if you were actually playing an instrument.
Now, would you say at the end of band camp, like today is your last day, would you say that everyone pretty much knows what they have to do for the upcoming season?
Yeah. After band camp, everyone knows exactly what they have to do and how to fix it. It's just a matter of putting in the effort and the time in order to get it done.
What is your schedule like during band camp? Is it vigorous?
Yeah. Every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, I am busy every single hour of the day, which takes a lot of time out of my summer, which is coming to an end really fast. It's not that bad to where I can't handle it, but it does take up a lot of time.
And what grade are you going into on the 26th of this month, actually?
10th.
10th. Wow. Okay. And camp is just about a week long. So how hard do these students, these band members, have to work in order to pull this off? This is technical.
Oh, absolutely. We came out Sunday afternoon and we rehearsed for 3 hours Sunday night, and then Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday they rehearsed 9 hours a day. And then today we had another probably 5 hours of rehearsal. So plus we rehearsed last week at the high school. And so it is a very labor intensive because of all the I tell the kids, I tell our parents, I don't know that there's a more technical, demanding activity that any high school kid does in the school because of all the things that are happening. You have to be visually aware, you have to have your body a certain way, you're playing your music, you have to still be musical, so you're listening. I would love to see like a picture of what their brain looks like when they're doing this, because it is very involved, and so we need lots and lots of time to do repetition and drill it into them. So.
And now you said the old stuff with the new stuff, which means that you're pretty familiar with this. How long have you been helping out with the band?
This is going to be the beginning of my 7th year at Oxford. So this is my 26th year of teaching and my 7th year at Oxford.
And is it pretty much the same as far as camp goes every year, or is it always a surprise, something different?
Well, so when the Oxford High School, Mr. Gibbons runs the camp and everything, and we've been going to the same Covenant Hills camp, and it's been really the same, which is great because the kids love it. There's great ice cream here. Yes, you got to have some ice cream, and the food is good, and the kids love the camp, and it's every year, and I think that's why we have so many alumni come back every year, because they want to relive the experience, and they love helping the kids, but they also want to be here to socialize. It's really been great.
And that's another thing. I see so many alumni here. Are the alumni the ones with the staff shirts on?
Yes, yeah. I think there's like 15 or 17 alumni they're all in their early or mid-20s that have marched, and many of them marched at their college, Michigan State University, U of M, Wayne State University. So many college marching bands, and then they just love to come and help us.
Do you recognize any faces from last year or ever?
Oh, yeah, the staff?
Yes.
Yes. In fact, I started teaching at Oxford 7 years ago, and 2 of the staff members were 2 of the first students I ever had at Oxford, and they keep coming back, so that's been really fun. Yeah.
I'm Danielle Smith, and I'm here with the Oxford Wildcat Band staff.
You're watching Oxford Community Television.
I am here with Zach, and he is a tech here at band camp. And what exactly does a tech do?
So the tech and the staff overall are the people that the band director usually hires outside of the band. They are either recent alumni or they're graduates, or anyone who's got a nice music education degree, anything like that. I myself am from Michigan State. That's where I graduated from. I marched with the Spartan Marching Band for 4 years. And then I was an alumni of this band for 4 years too. So my personal background or education is coming from college marching band. A lot of the other people here, like Mr. Hill's daughter has a clarinet performance and education major, and then some of the other kids march with Michigan's band, Wayne State's band, so pretty much a lot of college marchers in this band that come back to staff and tech for him, which is nice. It's good to have a nice, strong tech team. So.
And you're an alto tech here, so what exactly does that do mean? I noticed that you are constantly watching the people march with making sure they're in step, but I know they also have sectional, so is that something that you're heavily involved in as well?
So if you look closely at all the staff tech here, pretty much every tech is assigned to a section, whether it be me with the altos, tenors, and bass clarinets. We've got a baritone, a tuba, a trombone. There's a couple different clarinets, flutes, and you'll notice we float around the field. We usually try to stay out of the forms so that we can make sure that the kids are in forms. We don't look awkward within the form too, so he doesn't yell at us, because sometimes we step on his toes too, so you got to be careful. But we're all just trying to work together to make sure that the kids aren't only marching in time, on the right beat, all that stuff on the field. Then we have our own sectional time where all the techs will take their specific sections and go, whether it be behind the big auditorium or out in the pavilion or out on this field here. And we take some time and we personally work one-on-one. We'll play along to the music. Some stuff that I do in sectionals, we like to play along to the music. I'll bring my car over, we'll play it on the speakers. Or we'll run and rep parts like triplets or 16th note runs, and we'll just repeat those over and over again. Or we do like little trust exercises, because not only is it trust on the field, but it's trust with one another. So just different things. But not only do we do the marching and the visual aspect of marching band, we also take care of the audio or the sound, where how do they play the rhythms, the pitch, the intonation, those kinds of things. So making sure that all the kids are all on the right page, they're all playing loud, they're all playing confident, they're all ready to go on this final day of performance for band camp.
Yeah.
So it's just a bond of music, of band, of instrument.
Yes, and I got to say, my oldest daughter is an instructor here. She's a music major down at Bowling Green State University, so this is her first time she and I have taught together. So that's really cool.
Well, we have to speak with your daughter, because that is amazing. How has it been? Sometimes that relationship's like, no, don't do that, or you're harder on your children as normal. So how is that?
Well, she's very mature, and she kind of has her idea of what she wants to do, but I want her to socialize. Like, I wanted her to see how everyone gets together as far as the other staff and really socialize, and so she was able to hang out with all those kids and stuff. So it's been really cool to watch her socialize. So.
Hello everyone, I am here with 2 instructors who have kind of similar but very different jobs. Can you explain to us what you do?
Yeah, Yeah, so I spent my week at camp working with the clarinet section during their sectionals and helping them learn the music and teaching them or playing with them during like the large ensemble rehearsals.
And then is your job similar to that?
Yes, I mainly helped the tubas this past band camp, as long as helping the entire band when it came to getting drill onto the field, repping that, and helping the pit or the front ensemble when it came to getting their music memorized and all that.
So
Got it? Unless you're doing dressage. Great job. You didn't know I knew that word, did you? I'm a big horseman, you know.
now, obviously, the students who are still in high school, they have a routine. How is the routine for staff members? Do they have one as well?
Oh yeah, yep. So we meet at meals. Normally we're meeting at meals, but the staff, we have just kind of the same routine as the kids. We eat with the kids. The rec time, and then Mr. Gibbons is really cool. Mr. Gibbons at night, goes to every cabin and checks with every kid and says, "How was your day?" And so he has that routine too. And I didn't go with him this year, but in years past, I would help with that too. But so that's really cool.
So it's just a family. It sounds like everyone has a good relationship. Everyone gets along. They can talk to each other.
Oh, exactly. It's a great socialization, and really, it's because of Mr. Gibbons. Brings all the kids together. He's amazing for the kids, for the parents, for the community. He's awesome.
Now, we speak a lot about alumni and returning students, but how does it go for the students who come here for the first time? It's their first year. Either they're freshmen or they just took it up.
Yeah, so we have 40 freshmen this year, and most of them have just gelled right in with the band. It's been amazing. Now, we did a pre-band camp. We did a pre-band camp last week, so we met 4 days last week, and I think that helped get them in the routine. And then they just fell right into place. I mean, obviously kids are at different levels, but I generally, oh my gosh, everybody just fits right in.
It's like they're alumni themselves.
Yeah, I mean, and then the seniors rise to they have some leadership. Right. And they had a senior prank this morning. I don't know if you heard about this, but they had a bounce house out here this morning that we had some races in the bounce. It was really cute. So the seniors do a great job bringing spirit to the band and helping the freshmen.
Hey Alexis, I am here with some of the color guard members, the captains and co-captains. Captains, raise your hand. And co-captains. So what determines captains versus co-captains? Is it an age thing, experience? What is it here, McMahon?
Can I take this? Yeah. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I was like, so basically captains are student leaders. They're generally seniors. I think they've always been seniors. No, one junior. One junior. But so then co-captains are basically student leaders in training. So Susie is a junior. So when we graduate, Susie and Sophia are going to be the captains. So we're kind of training them to take over that leadership role.
All right, awesome. And then Sophia, tell me the show we're doing this year.
Called La Corazon de Matador, right?
Yeah. I just say Matador all today.
It's basically Latin and basically bullfighting. Yeah.
All right. Now, Sierra, tell me about the songs.
The songs are very dramatic, and we have a 8-foot flag, which is great for the prologue. But it's very intense, and there's a jazzy part, which is really fun to do.
Now, Susie, so you're a junior, right? Yeah. So this is your third year out here at band camp. Now, I know band camp, especially with the sun, it can, 5 days, 4 or 5 days, can feel like an eternity sometimes. What brings you back here every year?
The people and sectionals. I really love sectionals. It's just really fun because we're on the field and just having so much fun. Most of the people, though.
The people. When you see everything come together after the past several days, right before you perform for the parents?
It's kind of a really prideful thing. I take a lot of pride in everybody succeeding. So their pride and their success is my pride and success. So I just have this moment of just yes, that was so beautiful. And then it's just contentment inside of my heart.
All right, so Sierra, tell me how band camp is different for the color guard as opposed to regular practices that you guys have had throughout the summer leading up to band camp.
It's a lot longer, and we're not at home. But I know the marching band's outside for 8 hours a day, and we're out here for 10 or 12. For a long period of time, because our sections are outside, so we can get our dots and like learn the count so we don't accidentally hit an instrument. And then it's a lot harder because like this is uneven ground, so sometimes we fall in divots.
Why was that pointed?
It wasn't just you.
Oh, yeah. Oh, the infamous practice field here at band camp. Now, there's 3 songs that are being performed this show, correct?
Yeah.
All right, favorite songs. Let's go down the line.
Mine would probably have to be Diego's Goodbye. I really love the slow, like powerfulness of it still, because it's like calm and soft, but yet it also has such a big meaning and just like it's release of emotions.
And that's the second song, right?
Yeah.
All right, Sierra?
I like Malaguena, it's the first song. The routine's really fun. It's kind of long, which is like fun and kind of annoying, but it's good.
All right, McMahon.
I also really like Malaguena. I think that it's like fun and it has a lot of different textures and styles that happen inside of it. So we get to mess around with that and that's really cool.
All right, Susie, favorite song?
Granada, the third song, because it's really crazy, like fun. There's a lot of drums in it, and it's really fun when we sit inside and listen to them perform. Because I just sit there and dance and dab all over the place.
That is true. Can confirm.
Yeah, it does.
Well, you guys have been looking great out there from what I've seen, and I know with how hot it is and the repetition of band camp, it seems like you guys are still enjoying it all the same. So thank you guys so much for talking with me, and I can't wait to see the performance.
Thank you.
Back to you, Alexis.
Now, we did arrive on the last day of camp this year. We wanted to give you guys plenty of time to prepare. Now, it sounds like you have activities, bounce houses and cookouts, things like that.
yes.
What all do you guys do?
Well, it's the morning. So the morning we have breakfast at 8, rehearsal from 9 to noon. We have lunch, and then we rehearse some more from 1 to, I think it's 4 o'clock. I think, and we have an hour break. So only an hour break, which is not. And then the kids get the ice cream.
The good stuff I heard about.
Stuff, yeah, swimming. I mean, it's just great activities. Then we have dinner, and then more marching till 9, and then just night activities. But the kids really bring their fun with them, and they have their own traditions, and it's all really they all just support. It's like a family. They really support each other.
Now, clearly you can tell we're surrounded by wilderness, trees everywhere, beautiful land. How is cell phone reception? Because that's a big thing for teenagers or for adults even.
Oh, sure, yeah. Technical support. Because we have all the drill this year is on an app on their phones. And so, yeah, it's a new thing we have. So everybody has all the drill routines on their phone. And so it's important for their phones to be charged, for the cell phone service to be working, and that has been a challenge this week. That's a great question.
A lot of trees.
Yeah. So it hasn't been impossible because the kids have been able to work, but it's different being out here. But it's also good to get away.
Exactly. That's exactly where I was going with this. A lot of times, even myself, I'm in the same boat. So you're always on your phone, social media, Netflix. That's a big one. So it's good to unplug and just hang out with your friends.
Yes.
So now we're kicking it off to football season and to all of the different activities coming up as the beginning of the school year starts, which is this month on the 26th. Are you excited for that?
I always, and this is going to be my 26th year of teaching, and I'm loving it more than ever. And I like the routine of school, and I love the kids at the high school are so fun and so nice, and it's just always fun to get back and just get them working, get them having fun.
Yeah, we are ready to go. I'm going to get up and kind of thank everybody, all of our parents and the volunteers that worked at camp, and then we're going to run the show, and then they get to go home, and so do I.
And so next week, where band practice resumes.
Exactly. We're right back at it on Tuesday night, and the kids, we have probably had about half of our rehearsal time before school has even started. Once we get into once school starts, we're twice a week for 3 hours a night, and they're up and running pretty hardcore on the first day of school.
1, 2, 3,
4. Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome to the field your 2019-2020 Oxford Wildcat Marching Band. Tonight, the Wildcat Band will be performing music with a Latin flair. Now the Wildcat Band presents El Corazon, El Matador.
All right, guys, that about ends this 2019 summer band camp, and it was a pretty good one, would you say?
Absolutely. The Wildcat Band looked and sounded phenomenal, and I mean, if this is what they're looking like at band camp, imagine what they're going to look like at those home games.
I know. I was a little disappointed because I wanted to see more, so that's just more incentive to come and see the whole thing. You won't regret it, but that about does it. Remember, school starts August 26th at the end of this month, and this is the kickoff for it, so go Wildcats. Until next time, I'm Alexis Ware.
And I'm Danielle Smith. We'll see you next time.
Ready? 1, 2, 3. 1. Again. 1, 2, 3. Stop touching your face, Jane Tucker. 1. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Put them down. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.